Welcome back. The NBC Battle of All sporting event took place over the weekend, bringing friends, families and over 30 corporate entities together in the name of team building and competitive sport for a fun and exciting day in the sun. Over the years, the NBC Battle of All sporting events has grown tremendously, receiving countless entries from sports enthusiasts from all over Windhoek. Michael Ditu, one of the organizers of the NBC Battle of All, joins us on the line to share more. Michael, good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening, Nina, and good evening to the viewers as well.
Michael, can you give us an overview of the recently concluded NBC Battle of All sporting events, and what were some of the highlights and key moments this weekend?
Plenty of points to talk about. As you rightly said in your intro there, that the event has grown over the years. But talking about the highlights, I think one point that stands out is that none of the champions, 2022 champions that successfully defended their titles. This year, new champions were crowned. I think for me, that's a big statement. It's a standout point as far as this year's edition is concerned. And other than that, the event was actually a success in the sense of we had more entry as compared to last year, a record number of teams that came through, and the event served its purpose of creating that platform for corporate entities, particularly for employees, to come together and mingle and socialize. At the end of the day, it's all about just the bragging rights and who comes out victorious and hopefully, working towards next year and defending their title as well.
And what were the different sports that were played and activities that were happening at the NBC Battle of All?
Yeah, as usual, we haven't changed the format ever since its inception. However, this year it's the same sport course as last year. The football, volleyball, tug of war, and netball. Football is actually the 7-a-side, and then those are some of the 4 sport codes that have been featuring over the years, and this year's edition actually no exception. And however, hopefully, in the coming editions, maybe we can expand. But as far as this year's edition is concerned, only those 4 sport codes that were involved.
And were there any special appearances or guest participants this year, Michael?
Yeah, definitely. I think, some of the public figures or common and well-known faces that were the occasion were the presence of Miss Namibia, and apart from that, as well as some dignitaries, especially some high-ranked officials from various entities. I can remember meeting up with the executive director of the Ministry of ICT, that's Dr. Audrey Mate, who was also cheering on that his entity or the Ministry of ICT were also part of this year's edition and so forth. Other than that, it's all about athletes from different entities that came through, and then just to compete. It wasn't that much of a difference from the previous edition.
Yeah. And Michael, are there any charitable or community-oriented initiatives associated with the NBC Battle of All sports?
This sort of event or activity is basically, as I earlier on alluded, it's basically just to give a platform for employees from different entities to come together and make sure that the harmony and the spirit of networking is the winner at the end of the day. But as far as the event is concerned, there is no charity oriented goals. But however, as far as the event is concerned, we were more on to focusing on giving a platform for employees. You see, most of these athletes that took part in this event are actually coming from various sectors that oftentimes they are busy to really get off time from their busy schedule to unwind and so forth. So hence, the purpose of this sort of gathering is basically to give that platform and at the end of the day, with little rewards and have that honor to say we are the champions or who is the champions and so forth. Basically bragging rights.
Although the rewards are little, as you say, talk to us about the prize categories and these awards that were, given out.
Yeah, plenty of them. Let me start with football. With football, first place took home away with the amount of $6,000 Namibian dollars. That includes the floating trophy and the medals. Second place took away 4,000 Namibian dollars with medals, and then third place 3,000 with medals. And in netball, the winner took home 4,000 with floating trophy medals, and second place 3,000, third place 2,000. And in volleyball, 4,000 for the winner with a floating trophy and medals, 3,000 second place, and then 2,000 for the third place. And lastly, in tug of war, so the winner took home 3,000 with a floating trophy and medals, and then 1,500 and 1,000 for the second and third place, respectively.
Mm-hmm. And who were the winners of the seven-a-side soccer, the volleyball, the netball, and the tug of war?
Before I even come to that point, you see, earlier on I alluded to say that there was no team that successfully defended their title this year. Teams like, just a quick recap on the 2022 edition, you see we had teams like NAMFAM, NAMPower, Telecom, and NBC taking home different titles. But however, this year, in netball, UNAM were crowned champions, followed by NAM Water in second place, and then NBC took bronze. And then in volleyball, Casa de Cambio took, were the champions, NAM Power and NIC in second and third place respectively. In tug of war, NAM Water were the champions, Namibia Airport Company in second, and then in third place, NAM Power. And then in football, seven-a-side, Road Fund Administration were the champions. Simplex came second, and then in bronze position, Namibia Airport Company. And then if you look at this list of winners, basically, it basically speaks to some certain company that stood out. Companies like Namibia Airport Company, NAM Power, NAM Water. Those are some of the powerhouses in these four different sport codes over the years, and that dominance still continues.
Yeah. Any plans to expand the Battle of All sports event in the future, Michael?
Definitely, plans to expand are definitely there. It's just a matter of coming around the table and see what we can improve and what not. And one thing, obviously, that's worth taking home from this edition was the issue of time management and so forth. I think we really did well as far as that aspect is concerned, as much as events overlapped. Initially, this is supposed to be a one-day event, but we find ourselves in a situation where some certain finals, such as volleyball and football, were played on the following day, which was on Sunday. But in terms of improvement, there's a lot of room for improvement. And however, I would like to quote at the draw that was held a week ago, some officials among the team were already eyeing a possibility of taking this sort of events outside Windhoek. Since the first edition, up to date, we have been hosting this event in Windhoek. So there is that chance to take it, however, in the coming editions, somewhere outside Commerce region.
Michael, thank you so much for your time this evening. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
On that note, it wraps up today's edition of the Daily Roundup with Nina. We're back tomorrow, same time and place, so join us then. We leave you with some sounds from Patrick Sikiliza. Make a choice. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and thank you for watching.